Hello and welcome to this session of Talking Tech, Women and Girls in ICT. My name is Tanishi Mathur, and today I'm delighted to be representing Heriot University at this forum. I'm excited to be having a discussion about tech and tech careers with Mrs. Hala Deeb, the head of Field Information Management and Technology Office at the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees in Syria. Talking Tech is a series celebrating girls and women in tech being recorded around the world between Girls in ICT Day 2020 and 2022. Girls in ICT Day is an international day marked on fourth Thursday of each April. In 2021, Girls in ICT Day was held on 22nd April. The objectives of this day are to help create a global environment that empowers and encourages women and young girls to consider studies and careers in this growing field of information and communication technologies. The Talking Tech series is brought to you by the ITU, UNICC, and the Office of the UN Secretary General's Envoy on Youth, and is in support of Equals, the Global Partnership for Gender Equality in the Digital Age. Heriot University is pleased to be a partner on this session today. The goals of this series include: number one, interest and inspire girls and younger women with information about a range of ICT careers that can be pursued. Two, bring before a broader audience some of the role model women in tech and share information about their career journeys and work. Three, offer diverse examples of how ICT is being used to support achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals and other UN goals. Four, showcasing initiatives that are working with girls to support them in ICT studies or future ICT careers. And five, providing girls and young women in tech with a leadership opportunity to represent and promote a girls in tech organization with which they're involved and promote it to a broader international audience. A more gender balanced tech sector is something that I am personally very passionate about and working towards. So I'm delighted to now shift to a conversation with Mrs. Hala Deeb, who works at the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees in Syria.
Thank you, Tanishi, for this introduction. And thank you for ITU and the team for this opportunity.
So when and how did you get into technology? And what has this journey been like for you?
This is a wonderful question. This will allow me to describe my journey into technology field. Let's go back several years ago when I decided to join technology field. Really, I remember that day meticulously. After completing my primary school at Palestinian refugees camp in Onorwa School, also I complete my secondary school and get a high marks in the final exam, which qualify me to study medicine, as it's considered the highest in our country. And all parents prefer their daughters to become a doctor. So, and I honestly feel that in my mother's eyes and my father's eyes. Actually, when I get these high marks, I discuss with my father and my mother, and they said, it's your choice. But at that day, I was so lucky because it was the year where the launching of technology college in the country. Therefore, my curiosity and reading the future lead me to understand that technology will be the future driver. I discussed in detail with my mom, maybe her soul rest in peace, and my father, and they said, really, it's your choice. My father helped me to fill two paper applications, one to join medicine as he wished and my mother wished, and the other is for my wish for college. And he said several times, really, I can remember his voice at that day, Hala, it's your choice, it's your future. Choose the one where you will be able to develop your community and your case as a Palestinian refugees and support your people. The next day, I held both application, and along the way, I was thinking about my future. Then my curiosity and my passion to know the new technology, to go into technology field, lead me to choose the technology field. So I studied software development in Damascus University. After that, I continue my learning and my education, and I got my master's degree in management information system. And really, Tanishi, at this moment, and when I remember this story, I'm proudly say that I choose the correct field. As really, I'm serving my people in all refugees camp, and I'm working for UNRWA, where I get my first education.
And I think I speak for all the young women when I say we are so thankful you took this field as well, because today you can inspire so many more young women that are watching this.
Thank you.
All right, then moving on to the next question. Where are you working right now, and what is your job currently like?
Actually, now I'm working with UNRWA as head of information management and technology office. So I have been working with UNRWA since 2014, as I started my career path in UNRWA as a software developer, analyst, programmer. And before that, I was working with a private company as a software or front end developer. I worked in a huge project for developing an ERP for the government sector, starting from automated all business processes. Really, it was a huge project, and it was the first project in my area. And really, I'm proud of that project because it's still used till these days. Through your question, I could explain to you more about my career path. Really, Tanishi, as I told you at the beginning, when I study IT, it was emerging in my country. So my career path was transparent, or in another word, I couldn't plan for any career path. It was hard to find an opportunity. But I was lucky to get this first opportunity in a private company to work as a developer. This make me more open about what IT and how I can develop myself and develop my experience in IT. After
Yeah.
these years, I get my master's degree in management information system, and this led me to be patient with training and with learning. So I decided to go to the university to work as an instructor. And really, I get an opportunity in one of our technical college to work as IT instructors. And after that, as I told you, I joined UNRWA in 2014 as a programmer and analyst. And there I developed outstanding project to fulfill my organization mission and vision and business objectives. And finally, I promoted to the role of Head of Information Management and Technology Office, where my team and I create a significant impact on UNRWA over the years. And now technology becomes the first pillar for doing any business in UNRWA or any service. Here in IT department, we are responsible for all ICT services, starting from developing the infrastructure, connection installation, software development, and also help desk provide end user support. We are serving and providing ICT services in all UNRWA installation, starting from health centers, schools, and any other installation belong to UNRWA.
That is incredible. Really, really incredible. Well, that's about your job. Are there any activities outside your working space that you would like to talk about or share with us?
Yes, Tanishi, definitely. I have a lot. As you may know, I'm a wife and a mother for two children, Omar and Ali. You can imagine that my week schedule is extremely full. Actually, I keen to balance as much as I can between my work and my family time. For example, I enjoying cooking for my family and trying new dishes. Also, I enjoying playing with my children or watching them playing football or swimming. And beside this, I'm doing some activities to develop my knowledge. I program myself to continue learning and follow up new technology and updates. And always I join several online courses in several technology subjects. For example, the latest one I'm joining is about data science and cloud computing.
Oh, wow. That is very interesting, actually. Talking about what you're doing here, what are some achievements that you've had in the past few years that really stand out to you and you would like to share with us?
Actually, I have several examples about my achievement, which I am proud of. Let me tell you, actually, work in IT is an interesting domain. And always you are an achiever. Always there is a way to innovate, to develop a new solution. And we are considered as a professional problem solver in our domain. We're always ready to fix or to develop solution. Therefore, working in IT always give you an opportunity to achieve and to innovate. Let me share with you 2 or 3 recent example I'm proud of. The first one is during the COVID-19 pandemic. You know, we are in UNRWA providing several services for Palestinian refugees, primary education, vocational education, primary health care, and other relief services, cash assistance as well. And all these services couldn't be responded or postponed. So although of the pandemic, we should continue and we should serve the refugees and serve our beneficiaries. So here is the role of the IT, of the technology. With pride, I can say that my team and I could maintain the business continuity through the pandemic. Actually, we provide the user with tools and connections for working from home or working remotely. We provide them with laptop, desktop, internet connections, also VPN facilities to connect to UNRWA servers and UNRWA network. They feel that they are working from office. And really, we hear this sentence several times from our user that during COVID, we were very efficient, very effective, and we support all the services as if no pandemic. Actually, we were ready 24 hours to support. So during COVID, really, we proved that technology team are the backbone and the key for any business continuity. Let me share with you another example, which really I'm proud of also, is our electronic health system. If you visit UNRWA health centers, you will see how technology serves our beneficiaries. We implement a new application for managing health services in 20 health centers across the country. You couldn't imagine that bringing technology or even provide a health center in rural areas with internet or with connection is really a miracle. We succeed to provide some health center with speed internet, with fiber connections. Also, we maintain the continuity by providing the health center with several backup connections to serve people and to be online always. So you can imagine, right, how the situation, how the poor infrastructure, and in spite of all this, we could operate electronic health system in all health center in UNRWA. And today the system really improve health services and also provide an accurate report to the decision maker to respond effectively.
That's amazing. Both initiatives that you mentioned are no small feat. And I'm sure what you've done will have a huge and lasting impact on everyone that you've worked for. And I think my personal favorite was the professional problem solvers. I think I'll be using that a lot more in my personal life as well now. I found that very, very interesting and very
Yes,
appropriate, actually.
yes, really we are.
Yeah,
We
we
are a
are.
problem solver not only for technical issue. Our colleague
Mhm.
come to us for other issue because we
Yes,
have the mindset, we have the logic.
yeah. This is something we say in our class as well. We call ourselves problem solvers. So I will be using this a lot more in my life for sure.
Okay, great.
So talking about your achievements is amazing, but I'm sure when someone has such a long journey, you might have faced certain challenges and you might have learned certain lessons. What would those be?
Of course, there is a lot of, I'll not call them obstacles, I will call them challenges. And
Hmm.
each challenge lead us to a lesson learned. I will start with that some of challenges I faced. And I will focus on challenges as a woman working in leadership position and holding leadership responsibility in IT field, which is dominated by men. Actually, women here should be careful to balance between being assertive and likable. Frankly speaking, it's not easy at all to have this balance. It needs a lot of practice, a lot of analysis, a lot of emotional intelligence skills. You should educate yourself, you should equip yourself with all this knowledge to prove yourself in this domain and to balance between being assertive and likable because we are in nature treat others with care, we are treat with kindness, and in some cases you should be assertive. So this balance, women should take care about this balance. And the other challenge as a woman working in IT, you should duplicate your effort, you should work harder and harder and duplicate your effort to prove that I am here. I deserve my roles and I fully qualified. Therefore, you should work harder and adhere to continuous learning to break the model and prove that women can lead in IT, same as any other industries. And another challenge, yani, as I told you before, is balancing between my responsibility as a wife and as an IT leader. And here, the time management is the key. Time management should be cascaded your working duty to your life activities. This is about the challenges. And about the lesson learned, I told you that after this long experience in IT, in management, I got two important lessons in IT domain. The first one is to develop our skills and experience. We shouldn't stop learning, shouldn't stop getting new information and new knowledge because technology is changed rapidly. So what we learned yesterday become legacy today. Therefore, in technology field, you should be passionate for developing your skills and knowledge. So you should educate yourself to be a good achiever and a good learner. This is the number one, the first lesson you should adhere to, and all women in IT or even all who work in IT domain should be a good achiever and should develop themselves. Another important point when you are working in IT and in technology in general, you should focus on agility and quick wins. We are speaking a technical language, which is difficult for some users, and our users couldn't understand, in some cases, our discussion or how we explain the business. So we focus on quick wins. They will be happy to see a quick result. So then they will understand. And this is the agile methodology. So agile methodology and the quick wins is a hint we should follow in all our development, on all our tasks in IT.
I feel like a lot of women watching this can definitely relate to the dilemma of wanting to be assertive but also being likable because that is what society expects of women. And even being able to balance your family and your work life is not easy and a huge challenge for many women. But knowing that someone like you was able to do it and knowing that it is doable is definitely going to be something a lot of women relate to and would feel good knowing about. Well,
Yeah.
now this brings me to my last question to you. Since this forum is to educate young women, to encourage young women, and to motivate young women to pursue this field, what is a piece of advice that you would like to give them from your years of experience?
Thank you, Tanishi, for this question. I really like this question, and I will be grateful when my voice reach other women and girls working in IT. Really, the field of technology is an interesting field that is beneficial to all area of lives, not only your work or your job, because you will be able to program your life as it is a software. We are in software development focus or follow the methodology input, processing, give us output. So our
Mhm.
life will be like this. We will handle all issue in life as it's a software input, processing will give us an output. Also, technology now is a must for any development. So you will be always on the board if you join technology domain. You will get a lot of information about all domains because you are involved in all business processes. So you will get more information and more knowledge. And also you will be part about any development in your company, in your organization. You always there as a technology person or as a technology woman. Therefore, I encourage any woman to get into technology field. From my point of view and through my experience, I prove the concept that women had the efficient mindset to be in technology field. By nature, we love development, we love modernity, and we always keen to continuous learning, find solution, and thinking out of the box. So we have the mindset for prove ourselves in technology, like other industries. And my dear, don't give up. Really don't give up and don't underestimate your capabilities. We are an important and effective part in all industries.
We really are. Women are very, very powerful. We just need to realize our power.
Yes.
So that brings an end to all the questions I had for you, Hala. Thank you for answering all of them.
Thank you, Tanishi. Thank you for this wonderful question. And really, I enjoying answering each one. And I'm very grateful for this opportunity to talk about my journey in IT. And when I'm talking, I get a new thoughts and new thoughts to talk about, really. So thank you. And now I would like to hear from you. Let me hear about your technology journey, about your plan. So let me ask you same questions. When and how did you get into technology, Tanishi?
So, whenever anybody asks me that question, my go to answer is that I think technology is in my DNA. For generations now, my family has had multiple engineers and people in technology, and not just men, but even the women in my family. I feel so proud saying that my own mother is an engineer, and my great aunt was the first woman to do engineering in her university back in India. So, hearing about rich heritage definitely has an impact on you. And for me, just being surrounded with technology since I was a child, be it uploading my presentations on floppy disks or trying to operate the huge music systems that we had in our houses, technology was always something that intrigued me and piqued my interest. So when it finally came to making the decision about what career or what subject I wanted to choose for my university and for my future, technology and engineering just became a very obvious choice for me. And 4 years later, here I am, an engineer standing in front of you.
A great answer. I see that you are so lucky that technology and engineering was a family heritage. So,
Yeah.
yani, you are familiar with all that. Really, you are so lucky. I would like also to hear more about technology. What do you like most on technology?
I think what I like most about technology is how diverse and vast it is, and how there is something for everybody. Being interested in technology doesn't mean that you have to be someone who's good at programming or coding. That's just one aspect of technology. It is such a wide and diverse field that people with all kinds of interests can find something that they like. Whether you're creative, logical, practical, there is something for everybody in technology. And I think that's just what makes it so special. There's so much you can do with it, and the possibilities are endless. What one person might think of is something that the other person might not even imagine. And that's just the power of technology, which is what interested me in the first place and keeps me passionate about the subject even now.
Yes, lovely words, Tanishi. Told me about some task or some project you work with technology you are proud of.
So, as I mentioned earlier, I just got done with my university. So, all of my achievements are either projects or competitions that I've participated in. But
Oh,
two stick out to me in particular. The first being the Emirates Environmental Group's Inter-College Environmental Public Speaking Competition. At this competition, my team of all girls, all engineers, spoke about our final year projects, and I spoke about hydroponics and vertical farming in particular, which was my thesis topic. And we not only came first in our category of resource efficiency and climate change, but were also named the overall champions at the competition, where there were teams from all over the MENA region. So that was definitely one of the major highlights. And another project that I really enjoyed working on was, again, a group project where we built a robot. The objective of the robot was to entertain guests at amusement parks. So it could interact with guests and users through speech and display. It could dance, shake your hand. It had a photo booth feature. It played music, and it had a fun game to engage the little kids. So I think these two projects definitely were the highlights for me.
great, great, and well done, really well done. Robotics is a very good opportunity as robotic is now enter all our life
Yeah.
aspects and also artificial intelligence. The
Yeah.
future is for these domains. Really, I like your answer, and this is a good start for you. What's your plans and next step?
So as of now, I definitely want to start working and get a little more work experience. I definitely love the course that I've picked, but as I mentioned already, technology is very, very vast and there's so many other fields within it. So I want to work and understand which of these specific fields really interest me the most and then pursue a master's or further education. But right now, the plan would be to try and work, get some work experience, and perhaps do a couple of courses on the side. Everything's available online now. So definitely not to lose touch of the education side of things as well.
Yes, great, great plan. Also, I encourage you to complete your higher education to get a master degree and also a PhD. This also will open a new doors for you. It will bring to you a new opportunities. Also, as you said that you will continue learning new technology, join, as you say that there is several and many resources to join in new courses and get new knowledge. Really, I wish you all the best. Now let's go to the final question, and I will ask you the same question to hear from you. What's your message for young women in technology?
So I have two pieces of advice for young women that would want to pursue a career in technology. Firstly, do not feel intimidated or feel hesitant in pursuing this just because your room is full of boys. As you mentioned earlier as well, don't feel like your opinion isn't as worthy as theirs. If you know your information is backed with knowledge and fact, and if you know that you're correct, then speak up. Do not feel like you need to be quiet. And like you said, it's about having a balance between being assertive and being likable. But don't get so lost in being likable that you don't make the decisions that you need to. So, definitely, the first piece of advice would be don't ever get intimidated when you see so many boys in your room. That should motivate you and inspire you to speak louder. My second piece of advice would be that no woman needs to lose her femininity to be a girl in this field.
Yes, sure.
You can strut down the hallway in your high heels and your bright pink lipstick, and that is not going to make you any less of an engineer or of a woman in technology. We often believe that we need to fit into a certain model, but let's break the glass ceiling, shall we? Let's show that women can still be feminine and still be super powerful and bold when it comes to making decisions and being in the workplace. So these would be my two pieces of advice. Don't get intimidated when you see the opposite gender all around you. Speak up. And second, don't lose your femininity. That's what makes you special and makes you unique.
Really, I like your answer, and I joined you and assert your sentence and your advice that being working IT will not let you lose any of your femininities or being likable. Be yourself, and raise your voice. You have the ability and you have the knowledge. It's an equality. You have any other colleagues, your voice could be here.
Yes. And the further we go into time, the more we're progressing, opportunities are just going to keep increasing. And thank you to this forum for helping us encourage more women. Because only when we take steps like this can we hope for a better future for other girls.
Yes. So let's create or summarize our advice, me and you, two generations, with one sentence that you are full of power and you can prove yourself and hold all the responsibility in technology. Be yourself and break the barriers and the model for women in IT.
Yes. Let's make our present great so our future becomes even greater. That wraps up our session for today in Talking Tech, Women and Girls in ICT. Thank you so much, Hala, for speaking with us and sharing about your wonderful experience. I really, really enjoyed our chat and discussion today. A big thank you to all our viewers for tuning in and watching as well.
Thank you, Tanishi, and a big thanks for ITU and the team for giving us this opportunity. Really, I enjoy this discussion and these answers and words I hear from you. Thank you. Thanks for your time.